The Hidden Revolution: How Old Industries Are Building Tomorrow's World. Good evening, everyone. I'm absolutely electrified to be here today, sharing some extraordinary insights from my recent interview with the visionary team at Resonia Limited for the Soft Girl Era podcast. Their work is nothing short of revolutionary, and what they shared with me has fundamentally changed how I view innovation, disruption, and the future of established industries. Before I dive in, I must acknowledge the brilliant minds at Resonia who generously shared their journey with me. These pioneering innovators aren't just building power infrastructure, they're architecting the backbone of our sustainable future. Their work is silently transforming how millions of people receive electricity, particularly in underserved communities across India, creating a more equitable and green energy landscape that will benefit generations to come. Now, when I mention power infrastructure, what images flash through your mind? Massive steel towers, sprawling substations, miles of transmission lines cutting across landscapes. Perhaps you envision an old, unchanging industry, one that's essential but hardly at the cutting edge of innovation. And that's exactly where our thinking needs to shift dramatically. Because what Resonia Limited revealed to me is that some of the most revolutionary innovation isn't happening in shiny new industries with fancy Silicon Valley offices. It's happening in the transformation of the very foundations of our existing world, the systems we take for granted, the infrastructure we barely notice until it fails. This revelation challenges a fundamental assumption many of us hold, that to innovate, we must create something entirely new. But what if the greatest opportunities lie in reimagining what already exists? Let me share three powerful insights from my conversation with Resonia that I believe can transform how we approach innovation in our own careers and businesses. First, innovation thrives at the intersection of traditional industries and new technologies. Resonia has transformed conventional power transmission by incorporating AI, IoT, and drone technology into systems that have remained largely unchanged for decades. This demonstrates how Black professionals can find tremendous opportunities by bringing tech innovation to established sectors rather than feeling pressured to create the next groundbreaking app or platform from scratch. I was stunned to learn about Resonia's work in India, where they've deployed sophisticated IoT sensors across substations for real time monitoring of critical parameters like voltage, temperature, and current. These sensors feed data into AI systems that predict equipment malfunctions before they occur, sometimes days or even weeks in advance. Imagine that for a moment. In an industry where equipment failure can mean entire cities losing power, they've created technology that essentially allows infrastructure to speak, to warn engineers of impending problems before they become catastrophic failures. This isn't just incremental improvement, it's a fundamental reimagining of how infrastructure can function in the 21st century. The results have been remarkable. This implementation has reduced downtime by over 40%, optimized repair costs, and significantly improved the reliability of power transmission, particularly during peak renewable generation periods. The company has successfully integrated AI driven load analysis to optimize energy flow across the grid, supporting national goals of enhancing grid reliability and reducing transmission losses. What's particularly striking about this example is how it demonstrates the power of bringing new technologies to old problems. Resonia didn't invent power transmission, but they reimagined how it could work by applying cutting edge technology to long standing challenges. My second key insight: sustainability and profitability can go hand in hand. Resonia's focus on green substations and renewable energy integration shows that environmental consciousness can be a core business strategy rather than just a corporate responsibility initiative. This is particularly relevant for us as Black entrepreneurs, as our communities often bear the disproportionate burden of environmental challenges. Building power transmission infrastructure in difficult terrains has always presented significant obstacles, including environmental disruption, safety concerns, and execution delays. These challenges seemed inherent to the industry, simply the cost of doing business. But Resonia refused to accept this status quo. They adopted advanced construction techniques such as helicopter stringing and light detection and ranging, LIDAR based route surveys to overcome these challenges. These innovations have allowed them to fast track execution while minimizing environmental disruption and ensuring worker safety. As part of their commitment to sustainability, Resonia has been integrating green substations, compact tower footprints, and advanced insulation materials into their project designs. The company has successfully reduced land usage by nearly 30% and ecological impact while maintaining efficient power transmission capabilities. This example illustrates a powerful truth. Innovation often comes not from creating something entirely new, but from questioning assumptions about what's possible within existing constraints. As Black professionals and entrepreneurs, we often face unique constraints and challenges, but these constraints can actually fuel creativity rather than limit it. The third insight that deeply resonated with me demonstrates the power of strategic partnerships. Traditional methods of tower installation and maintenance were time consuming, costly, and often dangerous for workers. Recognizing this challenge, IdeaForge and Resonia signed a memorandum of understanding to apply drone technology for tower installation logistics, revolutionizing how power transmission infrastructure is built and maintained. This partnership has enabled more efficient tower installation processes, reduced safety risk by an estimated 60%, and decreased the time required for infrastructure deployment by weeks, sometimes months. It's helping to establish drones as a default part of security, safety, and governance infrastructure, creating new standards for infrastructure development and maintenance. What's particularly instructive about this example is how it challenges the myth of the solo entrepreneur. By partnering with IdeaForge, Resonia gained access to specialized expertise in technology without having to develop it in house. This collaborative approach allowed both companies to focus on their core strengths while creating something greater than either could have achieved alone. As Audre Lorde wisely noted, without community, there is no liberation. This partnership exemplifies how community and collaboration can liberate us from limitations and accelerate innovation. Now, you might be wondering how these insights apply to you if you're not in the power infrastructure business. The beauty of these lessons is that they transcend industries. They offer a framework for innovation that can be applied in healthcare, education, finance, or any other field. Think about it. What established processes or systems in your industry are ripe for technological disruption? Where could AI, IoT, or another emerging technology create new value as it? How might sustainability become a core business strategy rather than an afterthought? And what strategic partnerships could help you expand your capabilities without having to build everything yourself? These questions can guide you toward opportunities that others might miss, opportunities to transform existing industries rather than feeling pressured to create something entirely new. As Black professionals and entrepreneurs, we bring unique perspectives and experiences that can fuel innovation in established industries. Our different viewpoints allow us to see problems and solutions that others might miss. And in a world where many industries are in desperate need of transformation, this represents an enormous opportunity. I'm reminded of a powerful affirmation that resonates deeply with this approach. I don't have to create something new to be innovative. I can transform what already exists and make it better. This mindset frees us from the pressure to invent the next Facebook or Tesla and opens up countless opportunities to make meaningful contributions in established fields. The story of Resonia Limited teaches us that sometimes the most revolutionary innovations happen when we bring new technologies to old problems. It reminds us that we don't have to choose between profitability and sustainability. We can pursue both simultaneously. And it shows us that partnerships can accelerate our growth and impact in ways that would be impossible if we tried to do everything alone. So, where do we go from here? How do we take these insights and turn them into action? I challenge you today to become a revolutionary in plain sight. Look at the systems, industries, and infrastructure that the world takes for granted and see them with new eyes. Ask the questions no one else is asking. Why does this work this way? What if we combine this old approach with this new technology? What problems have we accepted as just the way things are that might actually be solvable? The next wave of innovation won't just come from creating new things. It will come from transforming what already exists. And that transformation starts with you, with your unique perspective, with your willingness to question assumptions, with your courage to reimagine the foundations of our world. When you leave here today, I want you to identify one area in your professional journey where bringing new technology to old problems could create extraordinary value. Look for processes or systems that have remained unchanged for years and ask yourself how they might be transformed. Consider potential partners who might help you bring your vision to life because the truth is, we don't need more shiny new things. We need brave visionaries who can see the extraordinary potential in ordinary systems, who can bring the future to the foundations of our world. That is your calling. That is your opportunity. That is your revolution. Thank you